Good morning again, another video. I told you I've got a few lined up for today. I've made this list, 33 metal, rock, punk, I don't know, alternative, 33 sort of guitar bands that I've never liked. I wouldn't say I hate them. I like maybe the odd one song, which I will say if I do or not, but these 33 bands, I looked at a lot of band lists and I thought, well, I don't own any albums by these guys. I'm going to make this list and say that I don't like them. What can I say? These are not in any particular order, but I'm going to start with 33 and lead to 1. But they're not in any order. I mean, the order you can do what you like with, but the number one, I put number one as I really don't really like them, and I will get there. Anyway, 33 is Green Day. Nah, it's not for me. I mean, what songs do I know of theirs? Can't remember the September song that he sings. I don't like September. What other songs is there? I can't even remember the sort of. I don't know. Just doesn't do it for me. It's not good. 32 is Creed. I don't know. People go on about that song "My Sacrifice," but I don't really even like that. But I do like the Full Circle album. I've talked about that before as being an underrated song. I mean, in general, I don't like Creed, all their early stuff, but I love Full Circle, so it's sort of mixed. But in general, Creed, no good, and Alter Bridge, amazing. But Creed, no thank you. In general, apart from Full Circle, the album. 31 on the list is The Offspring. I can't remember that song that they did. The video was stupid, and I don't like that kind of punk or pop punk or whatever it's called. I just don't like it. I don't see the point in this Offspring band. It's just not for me. Number 30 is a similar band. It's No Doubt. I don't like them. I mean, Gwen Stefani, I don't know. I don't like her voice. I mean, I don't know a lot of their songs. A couple of their famous ones, obviously, Don't Speak. And there was another one they did was weird as well. But obviously they're all in the same bracket, so I don't like them. Number 29 is Cheap Trick. To be honest, I don't know them well, but every time I've heard them, I've been unimpressed. I'm like, these guys are sort of like seen as legends somewhat, but I just don't get it. I'm not getting it. I saw them supporting Def Leppard live as well, and I didn't get that either. A couple of their songs are maybe okay. I couldn't name you them, but I just didn't get it. I don't know. Maybe I was listening. I mean, I should like it because it's sort of melodic, supposedly, and catchy, but I didn't get it. Number 28, Dokken, from the 80s and 90s. I've liked a little bit of their stuff, but I don't own any albums, and I don't recall hearing any great albums from them. I mean, his voice is okay in the classic times, not now, but I don't know, I just never got the urge to get into Dokken from the bits that I've heard. Number 27, Striper. Again, I've heard people say they're good, forget about the Christian angle and all that stuff, but even their most recent stuff that they've just released a single I didn't like. Their previous album I didn't like. Their early albums, I don't know. I just can't really recall liking anything by them. I mean, they might have the odd good song, but nah, it's not for me. I don't like them. Number 26 is Poison. Glam pop, glam rock. I don't know if you want to call it that. 80s over the top, cheesy glam rock. Unskinny bop. Nah, it's not me. I mean, I sort of like some glammy hard rock, but I don't know, Poison in particular, just the bits I've heard never did anything for me. I mean, I just didn't like it at all. It's just not great. Number 25 is Ministry. It's industrial metal or rock. I don't know what you want to call it. The bits I've heard is just not for me. I mean, I'm not into industrial anyway, but I give anything a chance. And Ministry, I mean, they're quite a popular band in industrial circles. I should mention that the bands I've chosen are all fairly popular. There's no point choosing more obscure bands that you might not like, or some other bands which don't really have a huge fan base anyway. So, but all these bands have quite well liked in their own circles, like by their own set of fans. They're not like completely unknown. And I didn't choose like any black or death metal bands, that people might not like. I mean, it would be too easy, but I could list a whole stream of black metal bands I don't like, but what's the point? But these ones in particular are sort of like, they've got a name of some description, some of them huge names to come. But so far, yeah, we've reached Ministry, and I didn't like them. Number 24 on the list is a big band. I'm going to get a lot of stick for this. It's Aerosmith. I mean, I'm not saying they're a terrible band, but I just don't like them. I never heard any album. I've heard a couple of albums in full, but there's no intrigue for me to delve deeper. I mean, there's some songs which are okay and I like. They're not like bad music. It's okay, but I just don't have any interest to hear more. I mean, there's nothing that caught my ear. Number 23 is a huge band. It's Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses is okay, but I don't own any single one Guns N' Roses album, and I never will. They got some good songs, I don't deny that. I mean, Slash is a great guitar player, I don't deny that. It's just that the songwriting and Axl's voice I find quite annoying, the way his tone is, even in his classic period. It's just not nice for my particular ear, and I don't know, I just never really got the bug with Guns N' Roses. They're a massive band, lot of fans, but just never got into them heavily in any way. I mean, I can listen to the odd song, no problem. I mean, it's cool, but it's not something I own or like or follow. It's not a band that, for instance, I'll never go to see them live. I just have no interest. Number 22, German band Ramstein. Absolutely monster band these days. They only play stadiums. They're an okay band. I actually quite like their latest album. But in general, I never really got into them. I find them, I don't know how to put it. I mean, they can be quite melodic, but it's sort of quite simplistic sounding or throwaway. I mean, I don't want to put them down or anything, but it just seems like sort of semi-industrial rock with, say, German vocals over the top and sort of big riffs, and I don't know, it's okay. I mean, I like them more than many of the other bands I've mentioned so far. I can listen to them, and their latest album is actually good, but I don't own any of their stuff, and I still haven't had the urge to want to see them live, although I know their live show is supposed to be amazing. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Okay, number 21 on the list is a cult band, lot of fans, lot of influence. It's Venom from the UK. Just don't get it. I don't get it. It's raw, crusty, rough, heavy metal. It's not even death metal or black metal. It's just like raw heavy metal or raw new wave of British heavy metal. Very rough vocals. Maybe I've listened to the wrong songs, but I don't know. Every song I've heard has been like quite raw, rough, pounding heavy metal. I mean, it's got cult value. I can see why it's such a big influence on certain scenes that followed. And you know, people always say Venom, 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 but for me personally, I never got into the Venom mystique, the Venom, you know, the euphoria that people have for Venom. Number 20 is again a band that's held in high regard. I hear a lot of praise for them. It's Swedes, Meshuggah, the sort of like modern death metal. People call them technical, or I don't know. They use different words for them, but for me, Meshuggah, I just never got into. I mean, it's hard going. It's like very brutal. It's not very catchy music. It's harsh. The changes are a bit like hard on the ear. It's dissonant. I mean, I hate dissonant music, dissonance in music. It's jarring, it's aggressive. I mean, I like a lot of aggressive music, but it's also got, I don't know how to describe it, but it's got an inbuilt memorability or catchiness. But Meshuggah just doesn't have any of that for me. It's like really grating on my ears, on my, I just can't listen to the band at all. I've tried. I mean, even their most famous songs I've tried, and it's sort of like, it's okay, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I wouldn't even listen to their full album now if it came out, if they released one. These are the albums that I'm not gonna like, so I just leave well alone. Number 19 is quite a popular band. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers, funk rock, or what you want to call it, funk alternative, groovy, I don't know what you want to call them, but I've never liked Red Hot Chili Peppers. It just doesn't do anything for me at all. I mean, I don't know. People like it. I mean, I can see the appeal of it, but it's just not a band I like. It's not for me at all. Sorry. Number 18, new metal band, Linkin Park. Again, huge band in the late 90s, early 2000s. Just never got into them. I mean, that song Numb, which played to death, I mean, it's sort of okay, but it just got on my nerves as well. And all the DJing and scratching in Linkin Park is annoying as hell. Just not a band I like. Number 17 is a British doom metal band which does get a lot of praise. Me not being a doom guy, I just don't like this band. It's My Dying Bride. I've sort of thought I might like some of their stuff, and I have sort of liked the odd song over the years that I've heard. I mean, it sounds sort of epic, grand, doomy, but it didn't do anything for me in the end. In the end, I found it really, really hard going. I mean, compared to, say, Paradise Lost, a band I really like, I mean, My Dying Bride, they may have more cred with the true Doom guys because they've never really swayed from the path of Doom and death and so on, but I don't know, I just find it really grim, really hard going. I mean, it's too morose. The songs are quite long. I mean, it's just too much for me. I can't listen to them. Number 16, another big band from the early 2000s new metal scene. It's Deftones. Deftones, I don't know. I've heard a little bit. I haven't heard a lot, granted, but I just never ever heard anything by them I like. White Pony, is it the album? I mean, I've heard a lot of people say good things about the Deftones, but I just put all those new metal bands in the same list, and it's just not me. It doesn't bring anything to the table that I like, so it just doesn't do it for me. Number 15, a huge industrial band, 9 Inch Nails. I even bought one of these guys' albums. I can't remember what it was. It was like, what was it? Closer? Is it called Closer? The song Closer was on it. I can't even remember the title now. It was like getting huge praise, big rankings in every magazine, and I bought it, and I'm like, well, this is not me. This is definitely not me. I just never got into the industrial scene. 9 Inch Nails, done zilch for me. Number 14 is a huge grunge band. Not the huge grunge band. That band I actually can tolerate and even like. I'm talking Nirvana. Nirvana didn't make the list, but the other band, Pearl Jam, made the list. I'm sorry, I just never got into Pearl Jam. I don't know. I prefer Nirvana. I don't like Nirvana, but I prefer Nirvana if I have to, out of all the big grunge bands. And some of them I won't even mention because I like Soundgarden, I like Alice in Chains, but Pearl Jam, I don't know. Their 10 album is like legendary. There's some good songs on it which are catchy-ish, but I don't know. Eddie Vedder's voice is, I don't know, something about it just don't sit well with me. And anytime I've heard Pearl Jam, I've just been like, yeah, this is not for me. This is not really good. Number 13 is a pretty popular glam metal, hard-edged glams band, Skid Row, with Sebastian Bach on vocals. Skid Row is okay, but I don't like really any of their songs in a huge way. Maybe I need to pay a little bit more mind to them or give them some time, but every time I've heard Skid Row, I've been like, well, it's okay, but it's not really hitting the sweet spot for me. It's not making me think, well, yeah, I like Skid Row, I want to listen to more Skid Row. Nah, it's not doing it for me. Number 12 is a band, a band which I've detested forever, and it's Marilyn Manson. I don't get it. I mean, this one I absolutely do not like. Hate, if you want, detest. I've never heard any one good song from Marilyn Manson. I just find it annoying. It's just really annoying. It's just grating on my ears. I can't even listen to that for 1 second. Number 11 is gonna be controversial. A lot of people like this band. It's Wasp with Blackie Lawless. I don't know. Blackie's vocals are really annoying sometimes. The songs are good sometimes. I like them. But I've never really given Wasp a fair crack at the whip. I mean, I've tried to give them a chance, but they've never really done it for me. I mean, I like a lot of songs. I mean, it's fair to say I do like some songs. Wild Child, who can not like that? Some of the other songs are good. But in general, Wasp is a band that I'll never own a CD of. They're not something I look forward to say, well, yeah, Wasp is releasing a new album. It's just not a band that every time I've tried, I've thought, well, Wasp sounds good. Wasp is an epic band. I've just never had this feeling. But I know a lot of people are going to be shooting me down saying, Wasp, how can you not like Wasp? Okay, these are the top 10 bands that I do not like. Number 10 is Slipknot. Slipknot, I just don't get it. It's quite noisy. Some of the riffs are quite cool. I'm not saying not all of them are horrible, but I just don't. I class them in with the new metal scene. I think they're just a new metal scene with a few elements of sort of classic metal, if you like, but not really classic metal either. I mean, just, I don't know. It's sort of got a cool groove to it, if you like, but every Slipknot song and album, well, I've never heard a full album, but I've just never felt the urge to continue with Slipknot. It just has done absolutely nothing for me. Okay, next album is a biggie. Next band, album, I say. It's Pantera. I don't know. Pantera, I've owned 3 of their albums and I've got rid of all 3. Cowboys from Hell, Mouthful War, is it? Can't remember what it's called. No, it's not called Mouthful War. What's that album called? Anyway, you know the album where he's getting Vulgar Display of Power. And Far Beyond Driven, and I've got rid of all 3. I mean, Pantera is okay. I mean, they're good. At least the production is good, riffing is good, but Pantera is overrated for me. It doesn't do a massive deal for me. I don't know, it's just overrated. People love Pantera, but I don't like Pantera. What can I say? I've had 3 albums and I got rid of them. Number 8. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've got myself into a hell of a trouble now. It's Anthrax. Anthrax is a cool band, don't get me wrong. I mean, they've got some great riffs, very cool songs, but I've got rid of every Anthrax album I've owned, and Anthrax out of the big 4 never meant anything much to me. I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't get a feel for Anthrax. They're good, but I just never really got the feel to get really into Anthrax, get into their songs, like play them regularly, start to memorize them, have a great feel to do like Anthrax related, say, rankings or anything like that. I just never got the feel or urge for Anthrax, which is probably really weird to most metalheads, but it's just the way it is for me. I don't know. Anyway, move on. Number 7 is Tool, the US band. Tool, I don't get. I just don't get it. It's sort of like dark, heavy. People like these things, obviously. I get it. I get it. They like it. It's sort of intricate. The singer's voice is quite sort of melancholy. It can be melodic as well. I mean, they're harsh as well. I mean, I don't know. I just never got the feel for Tool. I can see why people like them, but personally, I just don't like them at all. Sorry, it's just not my thing. Number 6, huge rock band. It's Bon Jovi. I mean, even their very early stuff, which gets a lot of praise, New Jersey, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really heard it in full, so I can't even comment. I don't know. Slippery When Wet, is it one album? I don't know. And all their big hits later on and their most recent albums, I don't know. Bon Jovi never did it for me. I mean, I've heard some of their hit songs so many times. You hear Living on a Prayer so many times. If I like to listen to classic rock radio sometimes, and they just overplay these songs. I mean, Bon Jovi, I can see why people like it. They're not a terrible band or anything, but they've never ever done it for me as a melodic hard rock band. AOR, well, not AOR, but melodic hard rock, say, with a little bit touch of glam as well. Just never done it for me. I mean, I don't know, just never really got into them. Top 5 bands that I don't like. Here we go. Number 5 is System of a Down. just don't like these guys. Just weird. I don't know, just weird. There's one song that's sort of alright, Aerials, that's quite a good song. And there's one or two other songs. Chop Suey is weird, I don't like that. I don't know, his voice is like odd. It's sort of crazy. I mean, these are probably the reasons people like them. I class them in with the new metal scene as well, so that's why I didn't really like them. I wouldn't even try most of their stuff because I know I'm not going to even like it. So it's just not for me. They got a huge fan base in the early 2000s. I don't know when they even started, late 90s, when the new metal scene was huge. System of a Down, not for me. Not for me. Number 4, staying with the new metal scene, I'm afraid. It's Limp Bizkit. Nah. These guys are even worse than Linkin Park. I mean, I don't know. That song Rolling was famous from WWE. Can't remember who used it to come out now, one of the wrestlers. But Limp Bizkit, I don't know. It's pure shite. Pure shite. Number 3. The kings of the new metal scene. It's Korn. Never got into Korn. Don't get it. Don't like his whiny vocals. Jonathan Davis. Don't like the riffing style. Don't get the new metal scene. It's not for me. Don't get Korn. Don't get it. Pure and simple. Don't like it. Sounds like crap. Not for me. No good. Number 2. A legendary glam metal band. Gonna get me into a hell of a lot of trouble with some. Maybe not others, but some. It's Motley Crue. Alright. I like a couple of songs, and they're not a terrible band. They sound good, okay, but I've never really got into any Motley Crue album. There's few songs that I've tried have been okay. I mean, some of them are okay, memorable, Dr. Feelgood. I couldn't even tell you too many Motley Crue songs. Girls, Girls, Girls. I don't know, I just never got into Motley Crue. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not saying they're a terrible band. They can play. They're all probably competent. I don't like Vince Neil's singing style. Does very, very little for me. Not a horrible band, but it's a band that I don't care about. I'd never go see live. I have no interest. I never check them out on YouTube. I just steer clear of Motley Crue. But we've arrived at my number 1. Hate is a strong word, but a band which is a huge rock band from the 70s that I just never really got into for various reasons, and that's Led Zeppelin. I don't know. Robert Plant, for me, his voice is a little bit jarring. It's sort of like high-pitched, wailing. I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me. The band's songs are overrated. I mean, I can hear some good riffs here and there, sort of like good grooves or whatever, but every time I hear Led Zeppelin songs, it's sort of like dirty rock. I don't know, it just doesn't have a great feel for me. It doesn't have a kind of melody which I can lock onto. I'm not saying they don't have cool melodies and cool songs, but personally they don't just gravitate towards what I like, and I've always found them really annoying, really grating. So I've never ever liked Led Zeppelin when I've heard them. They've got some good legendary songs, I can't deny that, but I've no interest in playing Led Zeppelin. I don't own any Led Zeppelin, and I'd never play any Led Zeppelin just on the off chance that something might click. I'll just avoid Led Zeppelin like the plague. Okay, there you have it. 33 bands from the rock, metal, punk, alternative scene which I do not like. Let's run through them quickly. Green Day, Creed, The Offspring, No Doubt, Cheap Trick, Dokken, Stryper, Poison, Ministry, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Ramstein, Venom, Meshuggah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Linkin Park, My Dying Bride, Deftones, Nine Inch Nails, Pearl Jam, Skid Row, Marilyn Manson, Wasp, Slipknot, Pantera, Anthrax, Tool, Bon Jovi, System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Motley Crue, and the almighty Led Zeppelin. Okay, tell me where I went wrong.